Hey guys, it's MMA Vulture coming at you live with this week's best UFC bets. And I'm excited for this week's card, Royval versus Taira. I really am. I think that this is going to be a great card. And we're going to jump right into the video with my lock of the week. And my lock of the week is the Iron Turtle. I think Jung Young Park is going to beat Brad Tavares. I think that he is the better fighter who is consistently improving. He is the more well-rounded fighter out of the two. I feel like Brad Tavares is a little bit chinny. He has been knocked out recently multiple times. He is a good striker that has knockout power, but I feel like Jung Young Park is just going to consistently pressure him, outstrike him, overwhelm him, and just be the better fighter. Because not only does Jung Young Park have good striking, he has good grappling too. He's great in all departments. He's got nasty submissions. He's going to have the speed and striking advantage is what I believe. I think even the grappling advantage he's going to have in this. I really think that Jung Young Park is going to beat Brad Tavares, and I like the line. I feel like the line is a little bit, how do I say it, underwhelming because, like, Jung Young Park is going to beat him. I feel like it's kind of a easy money line on this. It's great value. You're getting at negative 190 for somebody as great as Jung Young Park, who has proven himself time and time again. He's good. I know he didn't look great in his last bout, but I'm telling you, he's going to come out and he's going to look great against a mid-tier Brad Tavares who has been knocked out multiple times, is kind of chinny, doesn't really have the best takedown defense, and I just think that Jung Young Park is going to be the better fighter all around and outstrike and overwhelm Brad Tavares. I feel like Brad Tavares has a puncher's chance, in my opinion. So give me Jung Young Park to beat Brad Tavares, and that is my lock of the week. Now let's move along to some of my more confident picks of this week. And some of my more confident picks this week are, as you can see, Grant Dawson is definitely one of my more confident picks of this week. I think that he's going to beat Rafa Garcia. I know Rafa Garcia is a tough competitor that is a pressure fighter with good boxing and mixes up his shots really well. I feel he lacks in the grappling department a little bit. He's a decent grappler with decent takedown defense, but Grant Dawson is just a great pressure wrestler. He is a great grappler with strong takedowns. I feel like he's going to advance positions really well against Rafa Garcia on the ground. I feel like he's going to be able to take down Rafa Garcia pretty easily and dominantly. I feel like he's going to look good. He has the height and reach advantage against Rafa. Rafa is a dangerous striker, but I think Grant Dawson's going to get it done here. I feel like he's going to put a lot of pressure on Rafa Garcia early, take him down, overwhelm him. I feel like Rafa Garcia is going to have a hard time getting up, and Grant Dawson's just going to maintain control of him and pepper him with shots from top position, keep advancing positions, and I think that Grant Dawson could ultimately get the submission here. I really do think that he can get the submission against Rafa Garcia. And my next confident pick is Brandon Royval versus Tatsu Taira to go over 2.5 and over 3.5. I like the over 3.5. That's why I put it in there for negative 125. Oh. Wow. Hurricane Milton. As you can see, we're a little, on edge because of the hurricane, so I gotta be prepared. But as I was saying, the over 2.5, over 3.5 on the Brandon Royval and Tatsu Taira fight, I think a lot of people are underestimating Brandon Royval. I think it's gonna be Tatsu Taira's hardest test yet, and I think that this goes over in the rounds. I think that they're giving everybody a lot of value in this with negative 205 at over 2.5. I really see that happening. If you want to go a little bit riskier and go over 3.5 at negative 125, I like that as well. I really do see this going longer because I think Brandon Royval and Tatsu Taira are going to go at it on the feet and in the grappling department. And I feel like it's going to be very, very hard for either one of them to finish each other. I think this is going to be an insane test for both of them. And I like the overs. I really do. And then in the next fight, we have Clayton Carpenter and Lucas Rocca for the over 1.5 being at negative 260, the over 2.5 sitting at a negative 135. I like that as well. And I know you guys are going to be a little bit hesitant on this one because they're both great strikers with great power on both sides. But I think that this could go over. I really do. I think that they are both competitive fighters that are both hard to finish. Yes, they both have great abilities to finish fighters because Lucas Rocca has great striking with heavy hands, nasty knees and elbows. Clayton Carpenter is a good striker that's well-rounded in the grappling verse as well with dangerous submissions and has the grappling advantage, I believe. I think that this is going to go the distance. I really do. I feel like these two are going to be scrapping back and forth on the feet and clinching. And in the grappling department, they're going to be hugging a little bit. I really think that this goes over. I think that these two aren't really chinny on either side, and I feel like it's going to go the distance. And then the next one, we have the Ryzen Savage and Timurov. Ramazan Tamirov. I really like this confident pick. I damn near made him my lock of the week, but I decided not to. I really liked Iron Turtle. I feel like he kept getting better every fight. I know he didn't look the best in the last fight, but that's for another time. But in this one, the Ryzen Savage Tamirov, I feel like is gonna beat the crap out of Carlos Vergara. I really do. I feel like he's gonna be the more explosive fighter. He's gonna come out fast. He's gonna tag up Carlos Vergara, who has nice wins over a couple of flyweights, but they are two of the worst flyweights in Salvador and Daniel Lasarda. I feel like Tamirov is going to be the overall better fighter between these two. He's going to mix up his shots to the body and to the head very, very well. He's the more precise striker. I feel like he's going to pick apart Carlos Vergara and knock him out. I feel like he could find that shot to knock out Carlos Vergara. I really do. He is a really selective and explosive fighter in Tamirov, and I feel like he's going to find it. I really see the knockout. I really see him knocking out CJ Vergara. I know he's dangerous in the submission and he's great with his grappling, but I really think that his precise and explosive striking is going to get it done here and beat CJ Vergara via knockout. And that's it for my confident picks. I have some Degen props that I want to bring up to you guys. I know we probably got a lot of Degens up in here. Some Degen props I want to bring up to you guys. Let's start with Rodriguez. And let's go to the Rodriguez by knockout. I like Rodriguez by knockout, but I also like Rodriguez by decision. I think I'm leaning more towards Rodriguez by decision. The only reason why I like the Rodriguez by knockout is because Alex Morano in his last fight started getting gassed towards the end of the fight, and I feel like Daniel Rodriguez is still a great striker and a dangerous striker that could put out Alex Morano later in the rounds if he does start gassing out, getting slower and stuff. But I'm going to stick with the decision. I think that Daniel Rodriguez and Alex Morano are going to go back and forth. I feel like Daniel Rodriguez is going to get the better of him on the feet and in the grappling department. I feel like as this fight goes on, it's going to favor more of Rodriguez because Morano's gas tank hasn't been the best as of lately. So give me Daniel Rodriguez to beat Alex Morano via decision at plus 150. Plus 150 right here. And then the knockout, as you see, plus 240. So they kind of see it too. It could happen because as it gets later in the rounds, Morano starts to lose his speed and starts getting tired and his gas tank starts going down. Another one that I would like to bring up is Pilastri. Pilastri via submission. I like Palastri via submission. She's got dangerous submissions. She's got good grappling, and I feel like McKenna kind of lacks in the grappling department, and I feel like Palastri could submit McKenna. She could outstrike her, overwhelm her, get those takedowns, and find that neck or find that arm bar and get McKenna. I really feel like Palastri could not knock out, could find that submission against McKenna. I really do. I think that she has underrated grappling abilities and she has dangerous submissions. I really like Palastri. I think that she could outstrike her and maybe even catch her and get the back of McKenna and get that submission. I really, really like this as a Degen prop, but it is still risky. And moving along to the next Degen prop, in which we have Dawson by submission. I really, really like this one because he is a heavy pressure wrestle type of fighter. And I think that he could take Rafa down, maintain control of him, ground and pound him, maybe even on the feet, tag him up a little bit and find the submission against Rafa Garcia, who is a decent grappler, has decent takedown defense, but I feel like Grant Dawson has the obvious grappling advantage and could find the submission against Rafa Garcia, who kind of lacks in the grappling department. Grant Dawson is a great, great grappler who is very familiar in that department and has dangerous submissions and is amazing at advancing positions. I feel like he could advance position on Rafa Garcia, find that neck, and could put him out ultimately via submission. I really like that one. That's one of the higher Degen props that I really like is Grant Dawson via submission. I really like that one. And now bringing us to our next one in Jung Young Park by knockout. I really think that Jung Young Park could knock out Brad Tavares. He's been knocked out multiple times. I feel like he's a little bit chinny. I feel like as this fight goes on, Park's going to be the more dominant fighter, the better fighter, have the speed advantage, be the quicker, more explosive fighter. I think he could find the knockout against Tavares. And I know that Park hasn't, as of lately, has been more of a submission artist, hasn't really showed off the striking abilities, but he's got good striking, man, and he has knockout power. Don't forget that. He does have knockout power. And they have the line sitting at a plus 450, plus 400. They can see that happening. I really like Jung Young Park via knockout. I see it happening. I really do. I get that he's been on a submission streak lately. He hasn't showed off the striking as much, but dude, he's still a great striker, and I see him knocking out Brad Tavares, who is chinny. And let's move right along to the parlays of this section, in which, as you guys can see, my parlays we have right here. We're going to start with the first parlay, and as these parlays go on, they're going to get riskier and more degen. If you guys like the higher parlays, the more money, more plus money, then look at the more riskier ones. But like I said, as they go along, they get way more risky. So first one, we have Grimbo moneyline and Dawson moneyline sitting at negative 169. I see that as very safe. Like I said, I feel like Grimbo is the more explosive fighter against Nico Price. Yes, Nico Price has power, but I feel like Grimbo is going to outstrike him, overwhelm him, and just be the better fighter because Nico Price does get a little bit wild sometimes and throws looping shots, I feel like. And I think somebody like Grimbo could exploit that and pick him apart and find that shot. Because don't forget, Grimbo has heavy hands. He's a good grappler and has the better cardio for sure in this, I feel like. So I think he's definitely live to beat Nico Price. Dawson, like I said, I definitely think he's going to get the neck of Rafa Garcia and submit him. I really like that. And then next we have Tamirov moneyline and Dawson moneyline. Tamirov, the Rising Savage, is definitely going to put away somebody in Carlos Vergara, who is kind of a mediocre fighter, has been not doing the best as of lately. And then we have, and that's sitting at a negative 158. I feel like that's safe too. And then we have my lock in Park money line and Dawson money line sitting at negative 111. That is also safe route, I feel like. And then we have Park money line and Grimbo money line, and that is also safe in the negative 101s. Now we're going to start getting into the plus money in Tamirov money line and Park money line. I really like those two. I feel like those are going to be two of the more dominant fighters on this card. I like them at plus 104. I feel like that's a safe bet. And then let's get into a little bit more plus money in Garimbo money line and over 3.5 Royval at plus 131. I really like that. I really do. I think that the Royval fight is definitely going to go over, seeing as that's one of the Taira's hardest battles yet. And I think they're both competitive on both sides and very hard to put away. And then we have our next one in Tamirov money line and over 3.5 in Royval as well at plus 136. Maybe you're not feeling as comfortable with the Grimbo route and you want to go Tamirov. I feel like he's a savage that's going to put away Carlos Vergara relatively easy. And then we have the next plus money in Tamirov money line, Park money line, and Dawson money line at plus 152. I really like that one as well. I get it. It's a little bit more risky because you're going three pick parlay, but they're all really good fighters that are, in my eyes, definitely gonna win. I really like Tamirov to win. I like Park to win and Dawson to win. I feel like they all should win. And then let's move along to some live bets in Park money line, Dawson money line over 3.5 in the Royval fight at plus 240. I see this as very, very live. I think Dawson submits Rafa Garcia, and then Park beats Brad Tavares for sure, I feel like. And then the over 3.5 easily in the Royval fight. I really think that that's great value. And then we have Dawson money line and Royval money line at plus 283. This is where it starts getting a little bit risky because I put Royval in there because I think that Royval is going to beat Tatsu Taira. I really do. I think that a lot of people are sleeping on him. He's his biggest competitor yet, and he's really going to put him to the test. I think he beats him. And we have Park money line and then Royval money line at plus 378. That's even more risky, as you guys can see. But I think it's live. I really do think it's very, very live to hit. Like I said, Park is my lock of this week. Royval, I definitely see beating Tatsu Taira. And then we're going into some risky ones because I'm going Park by knockout and then Dawson money line at plus 610. I really like that, but it is risky if you guys are thinking that Dawson is going to get the sub as well. Park going to get the knockout, then tag along with it. I really see that one happening. And then let's throw it to another risky one, even more risky, at Dawson by submission, Park money line, plus 686. Definitely risky as fuck. 100% risky as fuck, but I see it happening. Dawson is definitely, I feel like, is 100% going to submit Rafa Garcia because that's where he has the obvious grappling advantage. He has the obvious grappling advantage, and I think he gets Rafa down to the ground, and Rafa's going to have a hard time trying to get up, and Grant Dawson's going to maintain him on the ground, overwhelm him, and just ground and pound and find that neck, find that arm. And then we have our next one and big money. We're getting to big Degen, big money in Dawson by sub, Park money line, over 3.5 Royval, plus 1,300. That is the most Degen parlay. But we have an even bigger Degen parlay in Dawson sub Royval money line. I love this one at plus almost 1,500. I really love this one. I'm honestly gonna do this one myself. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not saying throw the house on it, but I'm definitely gonna put money on it because I like Royval as the dog. I really do. And I feel like Dawson has the obvious grappling advantage, and I feel like he's going to be able to get Rafa down easily. So those are my parlays. If you guys haven't, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!